Okay, just making sure I'm on. Just waiting to confirm that I'm on. Well, the audio is good. Okay, am I on? Okay, am I on? Okay. So, the first thing that I'm going to say in the stream is, honestly, I felt kind of uneasy starting the stream because there were really disgusting ideas of what people thought this stream was going to be about. And, the idea that somehow this stream is going to be about uh, bashing a real old lady or someone who has passed is not what the stream is about. In fact, the idea of who that person is, it sounds like almost like a superhero. That's kind of one thing. But the people that I'm going to talk about, other than Great Grandma Unplugged, I have lost all respect for, and that's mainly who I'm going to talk about. So I think the stream is about. I think that I'm not the only one in being very. I don't know, just having questions like, who is that person? Great Grandma Unplugged. Like, who is that person? There's just a lot of things that are off. But that's not something that I really raised before. It was kind of like suspicion. Like only really I heard about her was there was some kind of situation where I thought. Here's actually my from start to finish about how I knew Great Grandma, which I didn't. I don't know her, by the way. Was the first second I saw her in chat, literally the last thing that I could possibly conceive, other than the Earth being the shape of a square, would be that she was an actual great grandma. I thought that there's all kinds of names. I think we can probably read all the names in chat. That some people just make names on chat, and they're titled all kinds of things. Like I'm probably gonna see a channel called like Iraq or something. I don't know. But apparently, this person is or was an 83-year-old and who passed away. This person gave a lot of donations to catchers, and that's how this person is known. But I think that I'm not the only person that when there was really things that just didn't add up, or at least questions, just questions, or like how about the fact that the story originally was that she was threatened. I kind of didn't understand the situation. I heard that like she was like being harassed by someone, and then later she died. Like that's concerning. And then if you just ask questions about that, all kinds of people would have some kind of like angry mob reaction, turning that into something really gross. Like somehow you don't respect like an old lady or something or whatever it is, and really just intimidation tactics that will not work. And at first it wouldn't be something I would like necessarily pry open, but I'm gonna explain why I will, and you're gonna really hear the real people that I'm interested in talking about in this stream. So starting with this. I just gotta find it. Hold on. So again, actually, it didn't start there. Hold on. Okay, right here. So starting with this, there's a person named Bill Powell who is in the community. I mean, I've never really known him, and the more I knew him, the more I've learned that he is a reprehensible human being. But we'll get to that later, and we'll get to people that have added to that list of being reprehensible people. But Bill runs, a Instagram page called FBC Lives, and they do, right? FBC Lives. That's not necessarily wrong. It's true. He runs this page called FBC Lives on Instagram. And actually, I will answer questions. It's just I have to get the first stuff out first, just to focus on one thing at a time. Then I'll answer like all kind of questions and everything. So I started out with, after she was threatened again, like it was a old lady that was threatened, right, or harassed. People were sending a picture of or a video of someone dancing on the grave of her son, and then she dies. I mean, if you're not concerned, then you really didn't care about her. I would say that if you had no questions or concerns, as much as they say they did, then you don't really care about her. 100%. I don't believe you. You're not genuine. So I asked the rightful question to Bill Powell, who runs this page, and I have it all screenshotted. I could post it. But people that would care about how someone died should care how someone died. After in the context of being threatened. So I started off with asking Bill, was wondering, how did she die? I said it in a DM, very discreet. You should ask that question. She has been, so here's how it went. I'm going to read it. She has been in poor health for a while. I respond with, and I'm going to kind of get into this a little bit. There's kind of a context to this. Yeah, she looked sick. She looked sick in her profile picture. Just wondering if she had a disease. And we'll get to the profile picture because that's an important context. She was in her 80s, man. They all look like that. That's what Bill says. Oh, did you know her or something? Yes, I did. Oh, wow. Sorry for the loss. Did you ever see her in person? Now, already, have I done anything unreasonable other than show concern? And I'm sure I'm not the only person that's in the position. I bet many of you have maybe asked questions. I don't know. An old lady that was threatened, that maybe, how did she die? She died? I think you'd want to know. So, it goes on. No, just by phone. I got involved when she started getting threats. Oh, so did you become aware of her passing? Also, how did you become aware of her passing? Because, Bill is, from what I know, he's just an anonymous guy on YouTube, right? Right? I don't know. How would he necessarily know? How would he be the first person to contact? I knew it was. So here's his answer, and think about this with a critical mind. I knew it was going to happen last night because she told me she was going home yesterday. So that's apparently how Bill Powell knows that she died. That because she was going home, that he knew he died. Like you didn't get notified by the family. Like you could have said the family told me, the retirement home told me, all things like that. So like what, she knew she was gonna die? Did she know she was going to die? And like saying like almost to Bill like, hey, I'm gonna die, gonna go home. Like, I don't know, that doesn't make sense. So I asked, did the retirement home notify you? So then to that question, he says, are you writing a book? And again, I will stand by this. If people weren't asking those questions, and again, this is a very discreet communication, this is DM, then I'll call it a bluff that you didn't really care about her. So I mean, like, spare me. So then continuing on, because I was actually very suspect at this point. I asked him, how did you know she died? Just a simple question is all. For all we know, she could have got hurt by someone who was threatening her. Because that's what happened, right? If you don't mind, I'm going to get people in the community to look into her death. Because at this point, I think he's hiding something. I think he's being sketchy. And I kind of thought this earlier on. She passed just like it says in the post, which it didn't, by the way. It didn't say at all how she passed. At her home with her family. The rest is none of your business. What post? Her family has social media? This conversation is over. Then I asked, how did you find out she died? I'll ask again. I think EnvyCap needs to look into her suspicious death. For all we know, her family could be in danger. I'm going to do a stream about it. I know a lot of people that could get to the bottom of it just to make sure. So apparently, if the situation is she was threatened, then the next thing is they would probably be going after the family. So continuing on, he says, I'm only going to say it one more time. Everything I'm allowed to release is in the post I made. I was among the first to know. So again, he didn't say how he knew. The rest is none of your business. It must suck to suck so bad you have to stoop that level for content. Shake my head. Now, if you will excuse me, I have to finish delivering personal messages she left for people. You weren't on that list. So, kind of surprising. I mean, well, one, that wouldn't really mean it. Like, I didn't know her. Like, I didn't have any kind of communication with her. Oh yeah, and Ed is in the chat, and he's next. So I asked, why so mad? How did you find out? Who else knew, and how? Simple questions should have simple answers, and those answers will be answered if we have to go to the end of the earth to find them. So that's basically what I'm kind of saying, is if he's not being straight with us, that we'll find out. We'll find out what the situation really is. Oh yeah, Ed is next. Ed, yeah, he's next on the list. Well, not like a list or anything, but like among people I have no respect for anymore. We'll get to that later. Simply none of your business. The ones I need to know, I already told. Good. Bye, Ed. Oh, she managed her own accounts. So here's what he said. Simply none of your business. The ones I need to know, I already told. And then I asked, because I was trying to get him. I actually was trying to get him to admit something that I had a suspicion of, and he did. Doesn't her family manage her YouTube account? So again, this is an 83-year-old person, allegedly. An 83-year-old person. You know, I don't know any 83-year-old people that are like, like tech savvy and all that. And then people, like half the people, they said like, yeah, she's tech savvy. She's amazing. And then the other half said like, she was like mentally not there and in a retirement home, which that also has its issues too, which I'm going to bring up as well. You know, but here's what he said. Here's how Ed responded. No, sorry, not Ed. We'll get on to Ed. But here's how Bill responded. No, she managed her own accounts. So one, I don't know. I've heard like a lot of mixed things, like that that like her family managed her account, but then Bill is confirming that she managed her own account. So if that's true, well, one, how does he know that? How does he know? So how does he know that she managed her own account? That's a question. So essentially, what I'm saying is, Bill is essentially saying that he's like the main person. He's like so close that he knows how she manages her accounts. She's the first, that the family's the first to confide in Bill, some anonymous guy on YouTube. About all of her information. And speaking of Bill, there's someone who is kind of good with audio, and was kind of able to put something together that kind of showed evidence for something about who great grandma could probably be. So just something about voice changers is there's a way to know if someone's using a voice changer. And he kind of showed an example of this. Is let's say I were to use a voice changer, and I would make it a lot more high pitched or something, right? Let's say I'm using a voice changer and I'm trying to sound like an old lady or something, whatever it is. If you change the pitch, it would go back to my voice. If you change the pitch to any voice, if you slow down like any voice, it'll still sound like their voice. So someone put together that when you slow down the voice, it sounds like someone familiar if you've heard his voice. So, all right, hold on. I have to go to the end. All right, so so we're now gonna go play this video that someone put together, and they slow it down, and again, it's gonna sound like someone very familiar if you know who I'm talking about. If you ever heard his voice, it'll sound very familiar. I'm gonna play it. which I got permission to use. Let's just make sure the. Oh yeah, so something about the video is the audio. I kept thinking the audio was not working, so I had to actually play a little later. So there's no audio in the beginning. So no voice changer, huh? That's an 80-something-year-old voice. And the memes found on the internet using Gigi's profile pics are to protect her identity, right? You decide for yourself. So something that I actually kind of forgot to mention was, so that picture is not of this alleged great grandma. That is a meme. It's a known meme. I actually didn't notice it. The only way I found it was I had to backtrace the picture. So I'm actually going to show you the picture. And this has already been uncovered. We're kind of going from things that people have already kind of put together to, to things that kind of have just been uncovered now. So right now I'm actually going to look for that meme actually. On a meme hunt. Probably have to. System's a little slow. Okay, actually, anyone in the group chat that I was in, can you actually send all of them? But I'll actually go back to it. I'll just go back to the video. I'll find it later. What happened was basically there was a group chat that there was a lot of like talking in that I can't actually like go all the way back. But let's play this video. And nobody's voice is immune to these effects. Raising or lowering the pitch would affect my voice, your voice, any human voice, the same way. Chipmunk effect or the deep effect?
For quite some time, but I wanted to address, a phone call that I received asking.
Let's listen to 2 different phone calls from Great Grandma in the first call. We hear Locksmith's voice saying, "His crew, it's his crew," at his original normal pitch. So I was actually trying to message Locksmith to see if I had like permission, because it's just like a sample, really doesn't mean anything. But he used Locksmith's voice, and he showed this. Like, he showed that if you were to lower his voice or higher his voice, it would still sound like him. It would just be lower or higher. You can't like change the voice to something else. So you're gonna hear Locksmith's voice altered, which is a real voice, and then it's gonna go to the next thing.
For money in exchange.
But it's his crew. It's his crew.
Not doxing me.
It's his crew, though.
And
Now, this is Great Grandma Unplugged. Slow down.
my best friend's daughter. So I put him on hold for muted him. I called.
At this point, we should also hear Great Grandma's voice deepen, but that's not what happens. What we hear instead is Great Grandma's voice sounding as a true normal voice without the high-pitched effect from a voice changer. What does it sound like?
She called her daughter, and probably in less than 2 minutes we have the answer, which is no. And so as someone that is older, I started to record the conversation with I'm not sure I heard you. Could you repeat that? And so this ignorant motherfucker, oh my god, I'm so sorry. So this ignorant motherfucker, oh my god, I'm so sorry. My grandkids hate when I swear, they don't. And I didn't until 20 years ago, but he gave me everything. He gave me his voice. And I don't know if he didn't think I would pick him. It's just, really, really important.
I think you're important.
It's just absolute that we need to, there are channels that will get, so many views for,
Absolutely.
doing this or that, but
Yes.
but I do believe with all of my heart
Mhm.
the people that deserve credit are the ones, talking.
So I'll go back.
Crew. It's his crew.
Not doxing me.
It's his crew, though.
And it's my best friend's daughter. I put him on hold for music. Not doxing me.
It's his crew, though.
And it's my best friend's daughter.
Though.
And it's my best friend's daughter.
Though.
And it's my best friend's daughter.
No, it's not supposed to sound like Tommy. It's not Tommy. It's not Tommy. But I'm gonna show you who it sounds like, and he's actually alive now, which it's very good because you can hear his voice. I'm not gonna play that though. All right, let's do this. Hold on. So listen to this guy. Listen to this guy. How this guy sounds. It's like, who's great grandma? Let's listen to this guy.
I don't know how good that moon's gonna pick up on this piece of shit camera, but hope you guys can see it okay. I'm just saying that, I don't know, I'm not really gonna do much for this channel. I might go live once in a while. Like if Locke or Ed's not live, if you guys want a place to chat, you can hit me up and I might do it. I'm gonna do things different than they do. I'm always gonna support Edward and what he does, and Locke too. I'm just sick of the bullshit in this community and the backstabbing. I've cut ties with a lot of people that I used to defend. I'm not gonna say why. They're always welcome on my channel. I even made some of them mods. I don't know. I'm just sick of the bullshit. I guess for now, I'll keep running the FBC Lives Instagram until it gets shut down. I've got a bunch of warnings and suspensions already. I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out. Play it by ear. I'm not going to let people constantly be abused in my streams. I'll take some trolling and whatever, and probably leave it up to the guests how much they want to tolerate. If they want to go at it, fine. Yeah, I'm just sick of the bullshit. I'll catch y'all later.
Okay, so let's go back to the video. Let's
Get on hold for music here. I call my friends.
But it's his crew. It's his crew.
Not doxing me.
It's his crew, though.
And it's my best friend's daughter. I put him on hold for music here. I call my friends. her.
No, you can hit me up and I might do it. I'm going to do things different than they do. I'm always going to support Edward and what he does, and Locke too. I'm just sick of the bullshit in this community and the backstabbing. I've cut ties with.
In general, the same way of talking, everything. And if you notice, there was a good reason. I mean, I know why they did, but every time you asked any kind of questions, you got this like this smear that somehow you were like bashing an old lady. Almost make it sound like you were just like straight up beating an old lady with her cane or something. Just if you were to be like, wait, what do you mean? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, she died, like, after she was threatened? Is she okay? Like, is it okay? Or is her family okay? So all the people that have asked very rightful questions, that's Bill Powell. Any people that have asked rightful questions, you're not wrong. And a lot of people have been, bullied into silence. And that won't work here. So I'm also going to show another intimidation tactic that was used against me from our friend Ed. Awesome. The person that made that video, I mean, he already did give me permission, but he just said, like, you have my permission 1,000%. And I'll actually say there was kind of a behind the scenes panel told us we're kind of putting everything together. So there's a lot of people that feel the same way, but they're like, they honestly feel very uncomfortable. They're like, oh, I don't want to go against like all those people and that and this, and I don't want to just the politics of it. They're like, they're like afraid to kind of like say what they think because they're like being like basically bullied to like not say anything, to not ask basic questions. And every time I even see that pattern, I open it further because there must be something really dirty behind it. And speaking of, dirty people, let's read Edward. So he says, Royan, I say yes. Bro, are you doing a live for people to voice whether she was a real person or not? Are you humoring that? Real or not? Again, real or not? Why would you say that? Real or not? Real or not? Real or not? But yet the crux of this whole thing is that she's like this old lady. But real or not? Real or not, she donated thousands to this movement. It's extremely disrespectful to her family, no matter who she was. No matter who, really? Like, no matter who she was? Real or not? And I have the chat logs. I screenshotted everything. I'll do it again. Man, someone just texted me and now I have to make another screenshot. Oh, damn. All right. It's extremely disrespectful to her family, no matter who she was. Troll picture or not, real or not. Now, here's the thing. I don't know. There's a lot to say about this. But I kind of find it a little disrespectful to say that someone's like, basically like highlight someone's only worth is the donations they gave. Have you noticed that? Everyone's just like, great grandma, you gave us so much money. We love you. Like, it's all about the money. Like, why is she good for the community? The money. And we're gonna get into how that's an issue also. Right, I'm a speech pathologist with lots of experience working with the aging population. I'm hearing the same thing y'all are. Yeah, I'll drop the link. I'm just getting through like a set amount of things that I needed to, right? So then what I responded to that was spare me. That's what I said. He said, I bet. So then I said, Bill Powell is going to have to come clean fast. That's going to be the lesson of the stream. So the reason why it said in the comment section, that, and I'm also going to address Ryan's conspiracy theories because, and this was like a gift, I guess, to Edward, was I let him give a tip to Bill because they talk. So that's what happened. So then he said, like, well, I'm going to address that. I don't know what he's talking about right now, but, I said, Bill's going to have to come clean fast. That's going to be the lesson of the stream. This has nothing to do with any old lady. This has to do with Bill Powell. And other than even this issue, there's much more to cover. Much more. What does Bill Powell have to do with great grandma? You will see. There were some holes in his plan, but I don't want to give him a tip. Then he said, great grandma docks a real number in chat, not a text now. She was a real person. Bill doesn't have money to flaunt around like great grandma did, donating hundreds of dollars to catchers. Gave Gingerbeard $300 the other day. Bill fucking broke as fuck. And my response kind of that was, I never said he was acting alone. Now, to be honest, I don't yet know who else is involved. Bill wouldn't, and then he said, Bill wouldn't let Blue set up a GoFundMe account just to shit on it later. You are completely illogical. So then, this is probably what you've been hearing a lot, if you've ever asked any questions. So he says this to me. And her family has been alerted already of the stream. That's of the stream. So tread carefully with accusations. I mean, is that a threat? It's like, so I said, maybe they can explain why I'm out of line. Because I think all I've done, and I think anyone has done, is just ask is just ask questions. He said, shaking my head, yeah, you know what you are, right? This behavior is par for the course of this community. Shaking my head. Have you ever had a phone call with her, Ryan? And I kind of just went on to say that it wouldn't be possible because she didn't exist. So, and there's kind of certain other things, but I'm not going to talk about something that isn't confirmed. But I would just say that, like, final words about Ed was I did consider him my friend. I recognize that he provided useful information to catchers, to me, and he I think he was doing the right thing to an extent where he was like making his channel, like I guess he would say like why aren't people asking questions about Tommy, and this and that. Now, I mean, I wasn't really big on that. I kind of was like, if he were to come in my chat, I would like talk about it, but I wasn't like obsessed. I don't know. No, I'm not saying obsessed. I don't know, but they're legitimate issues. But like I was kind of like, all right, it's critical thinking. It's good. That's good at the very least. Like because it's true. Like if you were to go into that stream, you couldn't even ask a question or something, you get like banned. So it was like part of me that is kind of doing the stream, kind of like the idea of like someone going against the grain, saying actually what you think. But in this situation, he loses all credibility behind that because he chose intimidation tactics and gatekeeping over critical thinking. So I do not want to be associated with Ed. I have lost all respect for Ed. All respect. That's what I would say. And there's no information of like any kind of like obituary or anything. And I don't know. It really is just, I don't know, a messed up situation. The more you get into it. It's something that has been kind of uncovered, which well, okay, yeah. So something I have uncovered, and kind of a lot of other people may have been able to find this out, but again, the story is she manages her account. The 83-year-old, managed her own account. Not only, if it was true, would she have to manage her own account, what would also have to be true would be that she put together a meme. So, to be clear, I'm gonna add it to the stream.
I put him on hold.
That picture's a meme. It's a meme. If anyone can any mods want to throw in links about that meme, but it's a meme. Like that's not a picture of this said great grandma. It's not a picture of a real lady. Well, I mean, I guess it is, but it's a meme. So not only is this 83-year-old, managing her social media and everything like that. And one time she said the word "drop a link." Oh, hold on. I have people kind of working with me on this. It said look at my phone, but I don't know what I'm looking for. Anyway. So again, this is a person that would essentially be able to use a picture of a meme and then use that as a profile picture. And again, the argument that she had their family, using it is kind of dashed because Bill said he's apparently the closest person to great grandma, said that she manages her YouTube account, not anyone else. Because I said that. I said it doesn't the family manage the account? He said no. So trying to think of everything to say here. Someone's trying to ask me to actually say something that hasn't been verified, so I can't say it yet. Oh yeah, actually, this is actually another point I wanted to make. Was there was kind of two claims mentioned. One, that she was just somehow almost I guess the most tech savvy, and again using the word unplugged. That's kind of a modern word, but even that, she would need to be very, very tech savvy. She uses words like drop the link, as an 83-year-old. To when she was, I think she was in another stream. I'm not going to mention the other stream, but then another kind of group of people said she was not all there. She was in a retirement home, which if you're in a retirement home, I don't know if you've ever been in a retirement home, but they're not functional really. They're at the end. And if that's true, then why was anyone accepting donations from a person who is elderly and can't function at her capacity anymore? So I don't know if anyone's going to find the stream disrespectful. What I find disrespectful is elderly abuse. When I first saw, that account, I was never under the impression that was an actual alleged, old lady. And that's, I don't know. So if anyone's kind of seeing a lot of sketchy things that do not add up, I'm here to, say that I'm not gonna really, that I think it too. I don't know. I mean, there's people that are just kind of trying to shut everything down, and I'm not going to do that. And again, if anything, I'm only saying derogatory things about maybe Bill and Ed and certain other people, said people. But if anything, if this old lady was real, she's the smartest old lady on the planet. She even knew the day she was going to die, and knew to tell YouTube all these things. So I don't know. I mean, that's like, I haven't said one derogatory thing about this person. If I was the family of an actual elderly person that was donating all that money, I would be mad at the people who were letting them donate all that money. That's financial abuse. So that's pretty much all. That's kind of like the beginning. There's kind of other things to uncover, but there's certain people. Yeah, actually, as far as like the donations thing, is, I mean, I will say that as far as like how I'm gonna do catches, I'm gonna like 100% reinvest. I'm gonna buy like 5 decoy phones, like, from the next payment. But I think people know very clearly that I wrote off my biggest supporter, who I don't have too much of a problem with personally. It's just I got to a point where I put principle over money. I will give you the link. But it's like, to an extent, I will want it to 100% reinvest. So, I can get like a bunch of decoy phones and we can just catch predators. And there's a catch set up for Saturday. But, donations should not rule catchers. Principle should. And if it doesn't, you're corrupt. There's no difference than of that principle over a lobbyist donating to a politician. It's the same principle. And also about Bill said to a person who was a paraplegic that he was going to pass around photos of that person when they were young and in a wheelchair. That's the person who, is the first person to trust of this grieving family, is someone of that character. So, I mean, as far as like this character, Great Grandma Plug, that sounds like a pretty good person. I don't know, kind of like a superhero, kind of like Too Good to Be True, almost. But as far as Bill and Ed, yeah, I don't know. Sorry, Reddit. People know it's Reddit. Like, because I was given permission, I'll say it. So, and yeah. So I don't know if you like, So I would say spare me if very like simple questions about something very concerning would offend people somehow, about like hurting an old lady or whatever. I don't even know, right? But passing around photos of very sensitive medical information, in spite, blackmailing, I think that's bad. I think that's worse. So it's like you can't abandon that principle and then raise that principle over there. That doesn't make sense. So I'm going to actually finally share the link. It's just I just had to make sure that I had all my thoughts organized. Because even I was kind of uneasy about it, because I basically got like subtly threatened just for just for asking questions, to the point where I didn't necessarily know this was gonna go. I didn't necessarily know this was gonna go, and I'm gonna say like what I really think. Like if you don't like what I really think, just understand that it is what I really think, and I'm saying that based on information. By the way, I just shared the link if anyone wants to come in. Finally. I usually like share the link way earlier, but it's just for the sake of like, if I just go on to another thing, I'll forget what I'm originally talking about and about. So I was trying to make sure I get everything down, but I'm ready to drop the link. Interesting. Oh, deep down, we all knew something was up. Yeah, so a lot of people, like, man, a lot of people have been bullied by like these small groups of people for just asking very simple questions. And I think it was disrespectful how like the only real thing they said about her was that she donated. I didn't really hear anything else. I mean, if it was like a person that I knew, I would say like, oh, a lot of things before someone gave someone money. Like, life's not about money. That's gross. I don't know. That's what I would say. But I did leave the link. But I actually wanted to go live right when that other person was going live. Devices are disconnected. Whoever's trying to come in, your devices are disconnected. Koopa hi. Koopa hi. Koopa hi, what's up? You there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. Yeah, pretty much. Like, I just found it kind of weird. Like the voice didn't sound like, so I was like, I do music and all that, and I don't know any audio engineering, but it wasn't really too hard to do that. And I was like, man, that sounds fishy. I mean, just and I wouldn't be doing all this, and making the, that video if there was like just some kind of proof. I mean, and I asked questions to a few people and told them, hey, do you know if this person's real so I can donate, and it kind of got met with like, a little bit of aggressiveness and like, oh, it's about another catcher, I don't want to say who it is, but they're saying another catcher and this and that, and it's all about that. I was like, I don't even know about that. I don't even know about the beef between great grandma and that catcher. I was just wondering if there's an obituary link, if you have a real name, even if you video chatted with them, any confirmation before I feel comfortable giving any donation. I mean, that's very understandable. And it was just like, well, if you don't feel comfortable, then don't donate. So I was just like, well, all right, So the more I listened to it, I was like, it just doesn't sound like it. So I went ahead and, messed with it a little bit. And sure enough, man, that's obviously, not a rating and shit. So, I mean, I had to make a video, and the reason why I made that throwaway account, is
Yeah.
fucking, I didn't want to, protecting myself and shit. But
So
You know
even
what?
even
You know,
you were like, because like there were so much people going after you. Even you were like, I don't know, do I want to even come out with this myself? Like, like you're probably
yeah,
keeping like I even when I started the stream, I was like, I didn't know how to. I kind of felt uneasy because like there's like the fact that there's a group of people that would spread something that somehow you're trying to like disrespect like the dead or an old lady or something like that just because you're like trying to find out like who you're trying to give money to, like to donate. Like it's really disgusting. It takes things that are like because we're people that that would mean something to. Like we care about respecting the dead and things like that. So they use that as a vehicle to cover themselves. And every time any kind of questions are like came to be, they would use these intimidation tactics. You know,
right.
like So yeah, so I mean, just confirming you're the person that made the video.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, hopefully no one's too mad because I commented a little aggressively on some people, so I do apologize for that. You don't have to accept my apology, but I'm just trying to protect myself, and yeah, I mean, I was shocked when I kind of did that, and I didn't know, whose voice it is. I mean, I still don't know the dude's voice like that. But I was shocked when I did that, and I was like, oh fuck! I was like, fucking, this is not an old lady, you know.
yeah.
When
Actually,
you
wait,
when you
here's the
what's
thing. We
up?
were talking. Yeah, here's the thing. We were talking. And when you first sent me that video, you didn't know what Bill's voice sounded like, did you?
No, no, I don't. I heard him talk on a live a long time ago, but I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know his voice like
So
that.
so keep in mind, Koopa High didn't even know how Bill sounded. But he just knew enough to know that when you adjust the pitch, it would just sound like an old lady slowed down. It wouldn't sound like a guy all of a sudden, right? So
Right,
he didn't
right.
know this guy sounds like Bill. We'll run with that. No, no, no. He thought it just sounded like a guy, and then I showed him Bill's voice. And what was your reaction to Bill's voice?
I mean, it sounds like it. It sounds like it. I mean, I'm just
Exactly.
going off of audio, and it sounds like it. I mean, because when you lower the pitch on somebody's voice, everybody's voice is going to drop. You know what I mean? And if it's a higher pitch already, it's gonna actually drop to a normal pitch. So as you can see, everybody who's talking, there's somebody else who's talking. It's a lock, and you can hear his voice do it. But this voice, instead of going down like great grandma's voice going down like that, it's obviously a dude. So I was kind of shocked by that, and I was like, "Oh man, that's not good." I was actually hoping that I was wrong, and I didn't do that until after I asked, "Hey, is there any evidence that she's real?" Like I asked that first. I didn't go straight to that, but there's no evidence. Nobody can say that they video chatted with her or anything like that. So I was like, "Okay, well, let's see if she's even real," because that sounds fishy. The voice, that's what threw me off was the voice, and sure enough, that's what it sounds like. I mean, everyone's still free to make their judgments and all that, and I know there's a slim chance that she can come out her family or something or some type of proof, and you know what I mean. I'm sure there's a slim chance for that, and in which I would apologize for that, and understandably that wouldn't make us disgusting or disrespectful. I mean, it's understandable. I mean, we're not asking how she died or this, just really just proof, just proof. I wanted to donate, and I just think that it's kind of just off to be like, well, don't donate. It's like, all right, well, yeah, that's true too. But what if this person is not telling the truth because nobody's seen them? And obviously nobody has proven it yet, like a name, there, it's not just obituary. There's the city coroner press. I mean, that every city has that when someone dies. It's not up to them. They let the first of kin know, and then as soon as they find out, they then release the name publicly no matter what. So I'm not trying to like dox or anything like that. I don't even want her name. Just any type of proof. It's really not much to ask. And everyone's like, oh, when I talked to her, well, that's not proof. Well, this and that. There's just no proof. Nobody
It's
has
hearsay.
ever provided proof.
It's hearsay.
So
Like
um,
yeah. So what was your reaction when you were first like just asking genuine questions, and then you just got met with like just defensiveness and just bitterness and just anger for no reason?
I was just kind of surprised. Like, whoa, either someone's having a bad day or couldn't really do much about it. But I was just like, all right, well, yeah, there's no proof, so all right, it's all good. But I made the video. You guys are free to make your own judgments, and yeah, so that's about it, man. Like, just trying to get the facts on that, because this community doesn't deserve anybody doing something like that. If I call something out and I can actually do something about it, because I know about fucking with sounds, and I'm gonna do my part and see what I can do. So hopefully it sheds some light on that, and everyone can make their own decision.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that this is proof, by the way, too. I mean, I'm still not saying this is 100% absolute proof. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying be your own, make your own judgment. But I am saying that there hasn't been any proof that she's been real. So, I mean, that would completely get this, this audio and say, okay, that was somehow a freak, accident where it made an old lady sound like a dude,
Very
But there is no proof that she exists, and I'm not saying that this is absolute proof that it's a dude, but it sounds like a dude to me. I mean, that's my own opinion, and like I said, everybody's free to their opinion. So hopefully, you guys exercise your freedom of speech without any fear of ridicule from the majority.
Yeah, and I would just say, I mean, the title, it says, the great grandma trial. Like, trial doesn't mean like everything is like found out, but let's find more information. And there's nothing wrong with gathering information, asking questions, making conclusions.
Right. And
Things
and and one more thing I want to say, I do completely understand that going into this, like that's why I created like a throwaway account, because going into this, there's always that chance that even though I'm going into this knowing like, hey, this sounds like kind of like a dude, I was going into it thinking like, damn, what if, and so I was trying to just like, it was taking a risk, it's still taking a risk and all that, but just show proof, and I would hear it and apologize and say, hey, my bad, but didn't mean to like disrespect an old lady if it was, but I don't think it is. I think it's safe to say that I can say that I don't think it is until there's proof that she exists.
true. I agree. Um, and that's what's gonna happen. Until so I would just say that to the other side, that if Bill wants to first like admit the situation, then I don't know, that's an option. Um, but also, but if not, we're just gonna keep, obviously the predator's gonna be catches, but continue to be critical thinkers and just gathering information, if it comes, and go on that route rather than being intimidated into silence, because that's not what anyone should do.
Right.
Um,
Right.
and if we'll just see where it goes, and Will doesn't wanna talk, we'll find out, and we'll find out. And
And
there's a
and
lot.
next time I'm gonna go on head first, without any throwaway accounts. That's another thing I learned. I'm just gonna say fuck it. I shouldn't be afraid of being open about what I think. People are wrong sometimes, and it's not, well, if you're wrong, then you're disrespecting. I mean, I didn't disrespect by asking a few basic questions, very very respectfully too. I asked respectfully the person who I came at. I was like, hey, da da da, not
Yeah,
accusingly or anything like that. So if they're listening to this, I mean, you probably, I don't know how you're feeling, but I mean, I'm still not tripping on anybody. Um, and what is it? Tommy waterboarding with motor oil. It's all good. Anybody, it's all good. But like I said, just say what you're gonna say, and don't be, afraid of ridicule. So next time I'm gonna, make sure I'm just go all in with it.
yeah. And definitely. And I would say that, like, just asking reasonable questions and thinking, like, that doesn't make you like a bad person, like they make it seem like. And you know, um, and that's the thing. I mean, if there was ever if there, let's say there was, like, something that was, I mean, it would be hard to prove at this point. It would the burden of proof would be huge. But if they're just like, like, nothing needs to be proven or whatever, and then, I don't know. I mean, I just think that that's hindering critical thinking, and I'll ask all respect for Ed, because any credibility of, of critical thinking, he put, intimidation and gatekeeping over critical thinking. So I'll ask all respect for Ed. I don't want to be associated with them, and I'll denounce him here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, yeah. So hopefully you guys just hear that. But I'm about to hop off, man. So I appreciate everybody's time and stay free thinking.
yeah. All right. Have a good night.
All right. Have a good night.
If any mods wanna keep sharing the StreamYard link, I'm kind of pressing it ever so often, as often as I can, because I tell everyone to not ban, and I tell everyone to not ban. I mean, it's possible I could miss a spot. I mean, now I've never had 209 people even in my chat. Like I don't know. But there could be someone who Great Grandma Unplugged never acted like an FBI or law enforcement officer of any kind. I thought she said that she had 30 years of law enforcement experience in CPS. On your stream. So you can kind of look on that stream, and she said that she had 30 years of law enforcement experience. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I don't know how anyone acts like anything, but that was what I knew was true. But yeah, trying to. I don't know. A lot of people in chat, but no one really wants to come up. They can just come up and they can say anything. Post a link. Yeah, I even want to do a live this late. I gotta get up at like 7. Oh, it's on YouTube. You need to remember, it's on YouTube. Just got here. I'll probably just end sharing this one. I just got here, so not up to date or anything. I just became a great grandmother 10 days ago at the ripe old age of 58. I heard something about her voice, or doubted she existed, or did I miss the boat? All three. This is why they're fence sitters. This is why people don't believe all strangers on the internet. This is why people don't fully take sides. What is Bill's channel? I don't know. I didn't want to plug it, but he's live now actually. But I'll plug it. It's a video. That's a video I used. Yeah, I got the email. I'll actually share that. Hold on. I just saw it before. Hold on. Okay, is there any way I can just share that? Hold on. I'm trying to figure something out. Work in the StreamYard.
Set for my eye.
Oh. Open. Share screen. Chrome, no window. Oh, here. Yeah. This is actually a real unedited picture, by the way. Forgot to take my fangs out. But yeah. I don't know. I mean, if it was a video, I could talk about it longer, but I can't think of anything to say. Unless someone gets an idea. But yeah, I think I'll just leave this up. Yes, I don't know. I mean, if no one wants to go on stream, I don't know. I'm trying to think of, I guess that's about it. There's nothing really else I can think of unless someone can think of something for me. Of course he is. And he's probably saying that no one should ask any questions. And if you do, you are for, you hate old people, you disrespect the dead, and you're just like basically doing the equivalent of beating up a. You're no better than a person that's beating up an old lady with a cane and disrespecting the family and blah blah blah. And none of that's gonna work because Bill, you're a scumbag. I have no respect for you. And honestly, beyond this stream, there's way more issues about Bill. This is part one of like 50 about Bill, but there's just a lot. You know, that's all I'll say. So yeah, if anyone wants to join the MVCAP Witness Protection Program for asking questions about this pressing issue, you know, we're gonna set that up very shortly. But other than that, I still can't think of anything to ramble about. Oh man, I got blood on my fangs too. Damn. Yeah, where's the PP Ryan? Where's the PP Ryan army? I don't know. All right. I guess I'll give a 5. Okay, I'll kind of, if nothing amazing happens, I'll kind of cap it off at 12:20 because I can't really think of anything more to say or do of interest. So yeah, I'll just read comments and then I think I'll end the stream at 12:20 because I can't think of anything more to say. They Cam broke his arm? I hope not. Someone's trying to join, but their devices aren't connected. Okay, I can address who Bill is. Well, I don't know. So basically, there's certain people that I guess gather info for predator catchers, and I guess he was one of those people. And he goes by Bill Powell. Um, and I don't know. This is his channel. I'll only plug it once because that's more than it deserves. Let's see. Yeah, whoever's in chat, like I mean, I can't. I'm not a technician. It literally says on my end, device is not connected. I don't know how to add you. It doesn't even give me the option to add you. Like there's not even. I can't even add the dialog box that I see that says, device is not connected. So you either need to figure out how to connect your devices, or you need motivation. I don't know. But yeah. And I guess I'll end it off with the we have a pretty bad pred lined up for Saturday. And I stress lined up because predators are very spontaneous people. There was a now off this topic, not talking about anything that has anything to do with this. Talking about we have a catch Saturday planned for Saturday. And how old is he? How old is he again? Let's see. Someone's in private chat still. Yeah, no, I mean I'm not a technician. I can't fix your devices. The person's in private chat, I can't fix your devices. So I sent a dick pic, that's gross. But he's been talking today. So the predator is for Saturday catch, the predator is 37 and the decoy is a 14-year-old girl. And he actually says that he said, okay, I don't want to say too much, but he actually says in the chat the age difference. Like he says it. He says the age difference is this. So I don't know. I really can't think of anything more to say, and the time has reached 12:20, and I gotta get up at 7 tomorrow. So I don't know. So I guess that is it. Gonna end this live off, and to all good night.